welcome to Spitballin' Sports. Our cat just yelled out. Hey, Scott, how's it going?
Hey, what's up? What's going on?
Not much. Chris is here. Hey, Chris. Nothing much, man. Just a beautiful day in Western New York. Nice weather. A little warm and nice.
77 today, dude. It was beautiful.
Yeah, nice day.
And it's going
to start coming down a little bit. That's fine, though. The weather's fine and everything's fine. But I'm all fired up today because the Leafs play in about an hour. And they're trying to do something that only 4 teams have done in 100 years of NHL hockey, and they'd be come back from a 0 down 3 games to none. I think the last team that did it was the 2014 Los Angeles Kings. So we'll see. Game 5 tonight in Toronto.
Yep. What's happening? Losing the goal. Is that what did it?
The Leafs can't score. They've only scored 2 goals a game for 4 games. That's weird for them. They've only scored 2 goals. Here's another little quick stat. The Leafs have only lost 3 games in a row once this season. That was in October. And Marner, Matthews, Tavares, and Nylander, in 7 years of playing together, have never, ever gone 3 games without any of them scoring a goal. And that happened here. So just bizarre stuff. Just what happens. I think when you're a franchise that's very unlucky, it just shit happens. I really think so. Like, it's just you can't get around it. It's stuff that...
it's similar to the Bills.
I think they have a lot in common, unfortunately.
You told me that once before. You did tell me that once before.
Just different, right? Because of series and stuff, but there's always something bizarre.
Yeah.
There's always...
Something always fucks it up for them.
Something crazy. Yeah, always something nuts happens. And John is here. Hey, John. Everything is just always just bizarre. And the Leafs tonight will... if they win tonight, though, the pressure will go to Florida because now we'll go to Game 6 in Florida. But I'm not counting on. I don't know, though. The Leafs have a rookie goalie in there who played really well. His first game ever in the playoffs. He played really good. Sometimes you need a rookie goalie to do things like that. So, anyways, the Leafs are down 3-1 going tonight. That game is on. The Carolina won last night. They eliminated New Jersey 4-2. So Carolina will be awaiting the Leafs Florida series. Dallas last night beat Seattle, and it's 3-2 Dallas. They play Saturday night. Huge game. Now, here's the funnest game of them all would be tonight. Edmonton, Las Vegas. It's 2-2. They're headed to Las Vegas tonight. And let me show you the big controversy is Alex Pietrangelo, former Stanley Cup champion. And then I'll explain more. We can talk over this video, too, because it doesn't mute us, I don't believe. But here's what happened with him and Leon Draisaitl. So you see him come over like an axe.
Oh, man.
Gets him in the forearm and luckily not the wrist. And, look at that.
Look how far he's straight up and down, man. Bam.
Yeah, that's just a chop. He got a 1-game suspension for that. I'm surprised he didn't get more, but I hate how the NHL does it because if Draisaitl would have been out for the series, he would have been out. They kind of do it by injury, and I don't think they should. I think that's kind of messed up. But anyways, he's getting a game, and I know before the show we were talking about it. It was about 2 games ago when Draisaitl took like 2 baseball swings and hit Pietrangelo. The first one he hit him, and it didn't faze Pietrangelo, but then he did it the second time, and you could tell he turned around and looked at him, but kept skating. And there was a penalty. They did call a penalty on Draisaitl.
That's it.
That was it, just a penalty.
Now, is it because he's such a star? Is that why he didn't get suspended?
Probably in this league. Probably, I guess. They didn't even consider it. Like there was no idea, even thought. And then, I'm sure Vegas is very upset not to have one of their best defensemen playing tonight.
Sure.
Draisaitl's there. Now, Darnell Nurse for Edmonton is suspended for a game for a fight that he started in the last minute of last game. And if you instigate a fight in the last minute in the NHL, you get suspended a game. So Darnell Nurse is out. But I don't think Edmonton will miss him too much. He's kind of not been that great. Even though he's making $9 million a year, he's kind of overpaid and doesn't give much. He has a physical presence, but anyhow, tonight, I was telling you quickly before we move on to the thing we're really here for, Draisaitl hasn't scored in 2 games. So tonight might be the night after that. I will say, See it.
I will say, I did ride quite the winning streak with Draisaitl. Like, I was legit because I got to the point because I was losing bets. I've told you. I've been losing bets.
Yeah.
So what I kept doing was throwing $5 or $10 on Draisaitl because the game's usually at like 10 o'clock at night. I'm in bed anyway. I wake up in the morning. I got money to play with now, make a couple parlays. I take my winnings from that. And that's literally it. He was like helping me. And then I started sprinkling him into my parlays with basketball props and things like that if it allowed me to add him in. And then as soon as he had the one game where he didn't score, I'm like, okay, I won't bet him again until he doesn't. I'm glad because you told me I didn't watch next game, but he didn't score again.
Yeah, so straight.
But he was good. That was a good run. That was a good run with him, man.
Tonight's a huge game, right? It's game 5 in Las Vegas. It should be. I mean, this might, if you can stay up, you guys, people out there that's on the East, it's going to be that's going to be a fight. That's going to be good.
10 o'clock game again?
10 o'clock. That's going to be good. That's going to be really good. Now, last night in the NBA, before we move on to the NFL schedule release, I'll tell you, the Phoenix Suns were very shorthanded without Ayton, without CP3. I don't think Booker could carry this team since Durant didn't do as much as you figured. I mean, Booker had averaged 36.8 points. Only Elgin Baylor in 1962 and Jerry West of 1965 had done more than Devin Booker, but they get eliminated 4-2. And obviously Jokic was just too much for Landale, and he was too much for Ayton too. Ayton was a disappointment, real disappointment. And so was Durant, both of them.
Oh, Durant. Don't even get me started, that guy.
Very disappointing. And
man. And like, I want to say this. Now, like I said, during the NBA season, I don't watch the games. But I do like to watch some of the playoff games. Especially when I'm gambling, I'll watch the playoff games. So I've been watching the games every night this week. I'm like, God, I know how great these players are, and I don't mean this to sound the way it's totally going to, but damn, they miss a lot of shots. They miss a lot of shots.
Right.
Really. And they travel all the time. I watch it happen constantly. I literally saw somebody get called for travel.
That's great.
Traveling.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they took 5 steps, and that's I don't know, man. I've never seen so much traveling, and let me tell you, I did notice, I guess, and I noticed it with the Knicks, is what you call it for the Knicks? Shit, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He's their best player.
Randall or Brunson?
Jalen Brunson. And I watched that dude going in for like a layup, and I watched him take his shoulder and literally drive it into that dude when he was making contact.
Right.
And I watched him do shit like that the whole game, and I'm like, this guy like physically kicks the shit out of whoever's on him. Like I haven't seen basketball. Is that more kind of old school style basketball?
Yeah, there's a little bit of
it sometimes creeps in.
It creeps in there,
man.
man.
Bird days like that shit, like the Detroit Pistons type days and stuff like that. Like you don't see guys play like that anymore.
Well, figure now tonight the Knicks are they're down 3-2. They're going to Miami. I don't like it. I have a feeling Miami closes it out tonight.
I thought they were going to close it out the other night, but
yeah, I think they probably will. I hope not, but they probably will. The late game, my God, Anthony Davis. I mean, he was taken out in a wheelchair, and he'll be playing tonight, though.
Okay. Dude, this is the one person I wanted to speak about. I wanted us to talk about today.
Whatever you want to talk about.
Okay. I rewatched that hit at least 20 times. He is the softest player I have ever seen play any sport.
I know.
He had to leave in a wheelchair. He didn't even have a concussion. I didn't even see a mark on his head.
Yeah.
That is the biggest pussy I have ever seen in sports.
Yeah. No, I mean.
Sorry, man.
No, and the sick thing is, if he was different, he could dominate and be one of the best players that ever played. It's a weird thing with that guy. Yeah, Robin is here with us. You know Anthony Davis.
Hey, Robin.
It's unbelievable how good he is when he's playing good and he's playing tough, and how much of a little crybaby he is.
Well, what's going to happen tonight now? They're going to play Game 6 in LA. They're up 3-2. They don't want to go back to Golden State, I'm sure.
Right.
It's all on him. What's he going to do? To me, it's Anthony Davis. I mean,
he's kind of hanging LeBron out to dry.
Well, but he's been hung out to dry there, though. When you think about it, what do they have around him other than Anthony Davis? I mean, there's some things, don't get me wrong, but,
Austin Reeves is a cute story, but I mean.
Yeah, Reeves, right, that kid.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a cool story, but I mean.
Yeah, I don't know.
They have a good cast around him. But Anthony Davis, if he fucking steps on a pebble, he might.
Because the one game he dominated, he had 33 points. He might have had 20 rebounds. I don't know. It was game 1 or whatever game. And then he came back and had 11 points. I mean, so it's like if he decides he wants to play or whatever the deal is in his mind, the Lakers could win the title.
Right.
I mean,
I have
one of those players that I feel like has to have something happen to engage him.
But it can't be anything physical because he'll collapse and be taken out on a stretcher.
Yeah.
He's in China, dude.
Yeah.
I have heard about this, right? Because I don't watch a lot of basketball. Obviously, I listen to the sports talk radios and the podcasts and all this shit, and I've heard this about him because everybody talks about it. And I never witnessed it until I witnessed it the other night, and I'm like, dude, like that. Is this to try to get an Oscar? Because he didn't get hit that hard. He was like, oh, God, oh, God.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my God, man, really?
I'm going to tell you, too, think about Jokic. He can barely jump when you watch him. He can barely run. And then you have Embiid, and, of course, Giannis is unbelievable. But I think Anthony Davis physically and athletically is right there with Giannis. I mean, he's
definitely, dude.
He's fast. He can dribble. He can be a point guard.
He's more fluid. His movements are more fluid when he plays than those other guys are kind of more clunky a little bit.
Yeah, him and Giannis are.
Embiid, I watched him all night last night. I think he was injured or something, or he was questionable to play the game. But I was looking at him and I'm like, dude, just watching that guy makes my knees hurt.
Yeah.
He's so big. He looks like his knees just hurt.
All it.
You know what I mean? Just because how big he is. And I watch him jump around and I'm like, man.
Yeah.
Man. I'm surprised right now. I'm surprised. I can't believe Shaquille O'Neal can still walk, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Denver waits for the winner of LA Golden State. Philadelphia lost an opportunity last night to close out Boston in game 6, so there'll be game 7.
That's going to bite them?
What's that?
You think that's going to bite Philly? It's terrible, man.
It probably would. I don't know. If Tatum, it probably will. Right, I mean, you lose game 6. That's tough when you got to close someone out.
How many missed shots? That probably got me more on my kick of missed shots. Because dude, I think it was 18-3 at one point. I'm like,
it was.
These dudes are supposed to be so great, and they can't even make a layup.
I mean,
like they couldn't make a layup. They couldn't do anything, man.
Harden had 2 games where he scored over 40, and then
it was all on him. Him and that Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
You could tell it was but you could tell it was all on Harden.
Yeah.
You know, just by how he was playing.
I feel bad. I like Embiid. I don't know. He's a little banged up though with that knee brace. Maybe he's not the same. I have a feeling Boston's going to win. I really do. I'd love it to be Philadelphia and Denver in the finals. I'd like to see Embiid play Jokic. I'd like to see that. But I don't know if we're going to see that. It's hard to lose game 6 at home. The hardest game to win is game 4. Your fourth one is always the hardest win.
In that corner?
Yeah, it's always hard. So that's coming up tonight. So good basketball, too. Good hockey. You got everything you could want.
Yeah. There's a lot of good shit on TV tonight.
And then there is the insanity of the NFL schedule release.
I love it, dude.
Isn't it nuts? My God.
I'm glad they're really there's really only a couple teams that are really that put the work in this year and did it right. Obviously, San Diego, I mean, they just repeated pretty much what they did last year, just a different version. But the Tennessee Titans was probably my favorite one.
Yeah. Yeah, that
probably
was great.
My favorite. That was ridiculous.
That was so
ridiculous. Is that the Texans?
Oh, how about when the idiots with the Steelers, with those bunch of girls, and they were calling them the Diamonds, the 69ers, I was like,
the 49ers, 69ers.
Oh my God. There was some of the funniest shit. Remember that? Remember we watched it last night.
Dude, they showed the Jacksonville Jaguars side of guys like Chester Cheeto. Like,
and the
what?
lady saw the Falcons, and she said the red, and it's like this, but she was it was a bird. She said like a red. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Remember, she went like that. What the hell? That was great. Good for the Titans.
It was the group of the 5 or 6 drunk chicks that were like, the 49ers, 69ers?
And they're like,
no.
Oh my God. Poor Broadway in Nashville.
Yeah, right. And it sounded like a good time.
That was a lot of fun.
You're drinking Bud Light, or you're gonna get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
Like Kid Rock, John Rich.
Mike Ferry says NBA guys are a bunch of pussies.
Oh, Mike, yes. Very much so, buddy.
So in the NFL,
the King Cat, Matt Crew.
The NFL throws out their schedule, and everyone loves it, and I like it too. We all do. We know the great, God, Aaron Rodgers against Allen, Monday Night Football. It doesn't get better. It's going to be fun. That'll be a good one. Fun for those other than probably the fans of the two teams, but for the rest of us, it's going to be good. And then you have, are you there, Scott, or did you freeze? I think Scott might have froze up. Okay. He'll be back. Come on back in, Scott, when you're unfrozen. So you got that. You got the Jets and the Bills on Monday Night Football. It's great. September 11th, Monday Night Football.
Yeah, and to play in
New York, on Meadowlands.
September 11th.
Whatever they want to do there, they can do. However they want to. I don't know if there's anything to do.
And for Rodgers to make his debut in a Jets uniform.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It'll be a great game to watch. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good one. Scott's coming back.
And the Bills are 3-time AFC East champs now.
Oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be a hell of a game. I mean, because then
I think it's I think it's an important game. I think it's going to tell a lot right off the right. Don't get me wrong.
Game 1. I don't know.
I know, but I do think there is going to be some clarity.
Well, not after game 1.
I think there will.
I don't know. Game 1's too quick.
I mean, I don't think everything's going to be said and done with.
Because look at what happens.
But I think you're going to know whether or not the Jets are.
Well, you'll see. Yeah, if they're ready to be a playoff team, you'll get to see if they've made a turn.
Yeah, you're going to see.
I don't think real. Yeah, I don't think that's going to tell me if they're going to win the division or what they're going to do.
But I think it's going to be an indicator of whether they're going in the direction that.
Right. Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, Scott.
Yeah, my internet did that whole. Does your internet ever do that? Does your modem ever just reset on its own?
It has. Yes.
Mine does it all the time, dude. It just did it.
So now we were saying that
I had a hotspot on.
The Jets game is going to be great. The Jets-Bills game, the nation's looking forward to that. That's going to be a great one.
It doesn't get better. Yeah, it's awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. I bet you those two are too, because Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen are kind of friends.
Yeah, Mike Ferry says he's looking forward to the Bills versus Broncos on Monday night. Yep. Oh yeah, it's going to be great.
No doubt.
So you would think the Broncos will be better off this year.
You're going to be a different team this year. There's no doubt about that. There's no way. No way.
So on week 1 though, we talked about Detroit, Kansas City on Thursday Night Football. I think Kansas City might kill them. I don't know. Like you said, I don't know if Detroit's ready for this.
I think Detroit, I mean, it's the first season they've really been halfway decent. And they're getting crowned already. Not all, they got a couple big primetime games. I'm honestly shocked that they're giving them the opener, because I think they're going to get a mud hole stomped at them by Kansas City, to be honest with you. I just don't think Jared Goff's going to be able to keep up.
They've got a big game week 17 too against the Cowboys.
Yeah, that'll be big against the Cowboys.
I want to look right now see what the spread is for that game. We can bet
Miami
it right now.
And the LA Chargers is a good one on week 1 too. That's a good game. That should be. Miami goes out to Los Angeles.
Really though? Like I thought the Chargers were going to be so much better that last year, and they definitely disappointed in a big way.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe this year. I don't know. They should be okay at least. They should, and I know the Sunday Night Football game is always a decent, it's Dallas, New York Giants. That'll be fine. That'll be a good game.
Here we go. Hey, Detroit, Kansas City. Dude, I'll tell you what, I'm probably going to bet it now. Kansas City's minus 6.5. Kansas City's
six and a
minus 6.5.
Oh, wow.
Dude, really?
That's nice because it's going to go up to 7.5.
I think Detroit's going to get killed.
I do too. I don't see where Detroit is such a. I don't get it. It's just the
Bills are -2 at the Jets.
That's a good one. That'll go higher or whatever. I don't know where that'll go. That
It'll
might
end up
stay the
being
same.
most likely.
Mike Ferry believes Kansas City will disappoint this year. They could. I mean, they're probably due to rely. I mean, Jesus, how many more times are they going to win?
The same thing about New England for 20 years.
Right?
20 years.
Why don't we get to a few of the specialty games real fast? Because I was bitching off camera to you, Scott, about the European games. And I guess my bitch is this. I don't care if Jacksonville gives up home games. They want to be in London. That owner wishes that he can move his team there. So I get it. Right. So all right, he's going to have the Falcons play. You're going to have the Falcons against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's a Jaguars home game. Why in the world does Buffalo, Tennessee, and Kansas City give up home games? I mean, it's ridiculous. Buffalo's going to play Jacksonville there, which should be a Buffalo home game. Tennessee's got to play Baltimore there, which should be a Tennessee home game. And Kansas City's playing Miami, and it should be a Kansas City home game. So what I'm saying is those 5 teams, Buffalo, Tennessee, Kansas City, Miami, and Baltimore, should not be giving up home games, in my mind, in a place where they don't even care what happens either. Agreed. I mean, I don't know. Pisses me off. I don't think it's right.
That bothers me that we get screwed whenever we go over there. We end up getting screwed out of our home games.
Yeah, I think these games are they should not be. These are 3 games that could. I mean, New England, Indy, good game to put over there. I think that's a good one.
Sure. Oh, absolutely.
But to put Miami, Kansas City, Baltimore, Tennessee, and if Jacksonville's going to be anywhere decent over there against Buffalo, I just don't. Why wouldn't you put Chicago and Carolina over there, Tampa, anybody over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't.
Right. The fans here lost. We lost a home game here last year because of the weather.
It's not.
And now you just automatically take another one from us because you guys want them to play them in London.
Look, if you want to send, let's say, Buffalo out there, I would put Buffalo there against, or Kansas City or whatever. You'd have them go out there and have Kansas City play the least on their schedule. I would hate to see. Yeah, fine. Right. So, yeah, right. Send them out there. These games at 9:30 in the morning. Also,
I know that pisses me off, but I'm up. But
I'm up too.
I usually like to have some beers when I watch football. I'm not gonna be drinking beers at 9:30 in the morning. So.
No, and I just think that play, no matter how hard you push, until it's like when Toronto had Buffalo's going up there. Until that name says Toronto, London, Frankfurt, the people don't. It makes sense. And anywhere in the world, you're not going to support a team that isn't your team. I just don't think you do. And I don't know. Pisses me off because I don't think those important games should be over there. But Thanksgiving has a group of games that are decent. I'm glad my team doesn't play on Thanksgiving again.
We're not on Thanksgiving this year.
Thankfully, the Bears are not.
Who's the Black Friday game? Cincinnati, right?
No, it's Miami and the Jets.
So I heard Cincinnati was trying to get it, and they wanted to play it every year.
I hate it. Can I tell you why?
They didn't get it.
Yeah, I hate that.
Cincinnati didn't get a lot of primetime games this year. I wonder why that is. They did get some, but not as much as the other ones got. Like I thought they would be in the upper tier of the primetime games. You know what I mean? But they weren't. They were like the third.
The Black Friday game starts at 3:00 in the afternoon. That's stupid. And here's why. Because a lot of people work on that day. Why wouldn't you play that at night? Why the fuck?
Yeah, that is pretty stupid. That is dumb. I didn't know. I didn't look at the time of the game.
Yeah, 3 p.m. Another big game. Should be an important game unless one of these two teams aren't as good as we think.
Lucky because I'm off. So.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of the country. A lot of the people work, and I just don't get it. Why wouldn't you just play that game at 8:00 or 7? You know what I mean? Just
I get it. I understand. I agree with you.
The NFL pisses me off, and they're so lucky that through the years, fantasy football, obviously all the betting, because sometimes this league is bullshit, even though obviously it's the most loved thing in North America.
That's why.
Yeah, so no one gives a fuck.
Nope.
Yeah.
Everybody will show up on Sunday and watch.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt about it.
It's not the players. It's not the players. You know what I mean? It's the ownership. It's the NFL. It's all that.
It's like, why in the world? And I don't care about either team. I know it's your team, but I don't really care about either team. Why are the Bills playing the Chiefs again in Kansas City? And why are they even playing again? They shouldn't even play no more. Enough. I don't want to see this game anymore. And that's what in the regular season.
I agree. They're overbreeding the dog. You know what I mean?
Yes, it's too much.
We're going to get people are going to stop watching it because they're going to get. I mean, it's not going to be the best game every year.
At least
we had one great fucking football game out of those two. Really, that was probably one of the best games ever that I've ever watched. But
absolutely,
you're not going to duplicate it, man.
I think you ruin the allure of having it in the playoffs when you play it over and over every regular season.
Yeah, and you're
just killing it.
And one thing I will say that's good about it, they're just playing it on a Sunday. They're not putting it on a prime time. They're not doing anything.
Right. Yeah.
So that's cool. Let it just be on a regular day.
Okay. I'm still not happy about it though because they shouldn't be playing them this often.
Yeah. How many times are you going to play that game?
Right.
I mean, and why aren't you playing it ever in Buffalo? Why is it always over there?
What the fuck, man? Sorry. Seriously though. Why is it always at Kansas City?
Right.
Always.
I don't know.
Kansas City though, Mike. Always at Kansas City. Always. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah, so that game there. On Christmas, we got a nice lineup here. At 1 p.m., the Raiders are at Kansas City. At 4:30, Eagles at Giants. And then at night at 8:30 is Baltimore at San Francisco. That's a good lineup, I think.
That's a great lineup.
Yeah, it's pretty cool for Christmas. Thanksgiving is Washington at Dallas, Green Bay at Detroit. And the night game's okay. Could be good, pending San Francisco at Seattle. So not too bad. But if you guys want, let's take a quick break for our commercials. And when we come back, we'll break down some of the weeks. Like actually get into the weeks of the schedule, not just the specials.
I got a little nugget for you too, buddy.
You do? Okay.
Nugget news. Right. I didn't hear. Me and you didn't mention this prior to the pod when we were talking beforehand. I don't know if you knew this, but I'll get into it when we get back. When we get back, I'll tell you what I read.
We'll be back in a moment.
Digits 988 can save a life. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides connection to free confidential support. There is hope. The Lifeline works. For 24/7 confidential support, just call, text, or chat 988.
Welcome back to Spitball and Sports. So what do you got there? You teased us with something.
Yeah. So Word on the street is, word is that Tom Brady is in deep discussions to become a limited partner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, wow. Well, good, yeah. With that other guy, my God. That the owner over there, Al Davis's kid, holy cow. The bowl haircut is fun. Isn't it?
Haircut. The backpack. Yeah. Little Johnny backpack.
Yeah, my God, that guy.
Did you ever see that backpack at his owner's meeting when he was sitting there fucking the backpack?
Weird. Just a weird.
Dude, how does I don't even not take him to a barber? Who's cutting that dude's hair? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it can't be him. Is he doing it himself? I don't know.
Dude,
I don't know.
What kind of money? How do you make your hair look like that?
I don't know. But your Buffalo Bills, great game November 5th on Sunday night at Cincinnati. That's going to be great. That'll be an outstanding game. You got the Bengals. Then you have, I think, the Bengals play the Chiefs. Yeah, on December 31st. That'll be a good one. Cincinnati goes to Kansas City. So you got a lot. There's a lot
of good games, man.
Yeah, that's got your guys. The Bills' schedule's tough.
The Bills got. It's tough, man. They've got a lot of.
Hope you broke up on me again.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not hearing you.
But
all right, Scott will be back. Robin, I assume he'll be back. He's having internet trouble. That's what happens here. Spectrum is terrible or whatever the hell. That's all we have is one choice.
Right.
So, we were talking about, Buffalo, Kansas City, and Cincinnati there's some good primetime games for them. They all play each other, which is cool. The Bills, though, obviously, in Kansas City do not play at night. They play on a regular Sunday.
Right.
The other game that I was looking at that I thought would be obviously December 3rd is the 49ers and Eagles. That's going to be obviously a very good game, all right? In Philadelphia, that should be an outstanding matchup as well. And let's see, like week 5, the Giants are at the Dolphins. That's a good one, right? That'll be. These are just afternoon games that I'm looking at, kind of. You know what I mean? Look, what do you got? You got something early on?
Early on in the schedule. Let's see if there's anything.
Well, here's one. Week 6. Let me give you these two. Dallas is at the Chargers on Monday Night Football, and the Giants are at Buffalo on Sunday Night Football. That'll be good. That's a good week 6.
Right. Week 2, the Ravens are at the Bengals.
That's a good one on a Monday night or Sunday night something. Well, here, like week 7. Week 7 is Miami at Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football, and then the 49ers at the Vikings on Monday Night Football. So if the Vikings are any good, that should be a decent game. I don't know how the 49ers are going to be either, because the quarterbacking situation, I don't even know.
October 29th, the Vikings are at the Packers.
That could be good.
Could be a battle for the division.
Could be. It could be. I don't know how good the Packers are going to be.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because now they open with the Bears on Sunday, week 1. I'm not sure if I don't know. I don't know what to expect of him. Either. They're kind of in the same boat with San Francisco. I'm not really sure.
Right.
Who's San Francisco's quarterback? Do you even know? Is it going to be Purdy, or is he going to be healthy?
Purdy, yeah.
So I kind of feel like Green Bay's in that boat.
Right.
The Bears and the Lions, I feel, are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know exactly how good the Bears are gonna be, but I feel like they're in the same boat with the Lions. I think the Lions are getting. Oh, Scott's back. I think the Lions are getting way too much of a push here. I don't know if they're that much better than the Bears, honestly.
Right.
Oh, they're definitely getting a push.
Big time. Now, we were saying while you were gone. Here, let me tell you.
Honestly, I got to ask you a second, because I was in the window down there and I switched my Wi-Fi and I was doing this. You couldn't see me because I could see myself fine. You couldn't see me, huh?
No, you're good.
I had to get out and come back in there. That's what it was.
Okay. For example, Week 6. These are two good games. Dallas is at the Chargers on Monday Night Football, and the Giants are at the Bills on Sunday Night Football. That's pretty good stuff. That's going to be pretty good.
I'm looking forward to that Giants game. I think I'm going to go to that one.
That's going to be a good one. That's going to be
me and my daughter are probably going to go to that one, I think.
Well, then Week 7, Miami's at Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football. I'm not sure. We were talking about this. San Francisco is at the Vikings on Monday Night Football. But I don't know between San Francisco and Green Bay how good they're going to be. I can't tell. I mean,
playing quarterback for San Francisco.
I don't really know. Is it going to be Purdy healthy?
Have you heard anything about him? I haven't really heard much.
Not me. I haven't heard much.
I heard the last I heard he was on track
to be their starter.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know what to think of him, and I certainly don't know what to think of Jordan Love. I really don't. The Bears and them play Week 1. The Packers go to Chicago. That'll be kind of interesting.
I wouldn't doubt that you're probably going to win.
They may. I don't know what to. The Bears are on 4 primetime games, and who knows? They play the Vikings on primetime. They play. I forgot. I didn't even write them down because you know what? Honestly, they shouldn't even be on. I really wish they weren't. There's no reason for them to even. I mean, I know everyone wants to see Fields and stuff, but I kind of almost wish he weren't.
You got a star player, John. That's what happens when your quarterback's something that people want. When he's different, people want to see it, man. Look at that, Josh Allen. Same thing. They all want to see Josh Allen. I like watching Justin Fields play. I love watching those dudes run around like that. I think Lamar Jackson is the one that I think I just don't see the guy getting the credit that everybody's giving him, man.
I agree.
I just don't see it.
I've always said that his playoff performances are so bad. I remember he threw 5 picks one time or whatever the hell he did in that one game. And after that, for me, I thought this guy I just don't want him. I wouldn't want him because in the playoffs, I don't know what he can do in the regular season, whatever he does or doesn't. Playoff time is really bad if you look at his numbers.
And he's injured all the time.
Yeah. I mean, here's one thing. Justin Fields went back and graduated, got his degree at Ohio State. So nice. People are trying to say he's showing maturity level, whatever. I guess he's throwing the ball him and DJ Moore. So we'll see. He's got everything you could need to I think, go to the next step, I hope. I don't know what you guys think. Don't you think I think you definitely got to see him. He's got to take a step this year. Yeah, it's time.
The new GM probably, if he doesn't take a step this year, the GM's probably, that welcome's going to get worn out quick.
Yeah, because he set himself up for that, I noticed, polls. Because with if Fields isn't good, they're going to have a top 10 pick. Probably Carolina's going to be a top. Why I can't imagine they're not going to be top 10 also. So they'll have 2 picks. They'll be able to draft another quarterback.
Very good. He did set himself up. He set himself up so that if Fields fails and he's not the quarterback, they've got to pick high enough to replace him.
Mike Ferry asks a funny question here. He says, "Can I ask something? Your brother, a piece of shit as mayor. Why don't you run?" LOL. I wouldn't do it just because it'd be a circus. And I hate Democrats and Republicans, so I'm not going to get into this here because I already screamed it. I was screaming at Scott earlier about this. I felt bad before the show.
Yeah, politics conversations.
Yeah. Citizens United on Monday. Check it out. There's all that we could talk about. But anyways, like the 49ers play the Eagles. That's a great game, right? It's is that even a Monday night game, Robin? What is that? It's like week 13. I'm not sure. But great game. I mean, it's going to be.
Yeah.
You would think. It must be. Well, I don't know, though, because Bills Kansas City is not. That's just a regular game. I'm just trying to I'm trying to look at other ones that seem to be Kansas City Green Bay on Sunday night.
Well, I think one of the best games is the Week 11 Monday night game, the Super Bowl rematch.
Oh, that's a good one.
The Eagles at the Chiefs.
Yeah,
here's something. I wanted to point something out on the schedule here, so bear with me. I have to find it.
Yeah, no problem.
If I'm not, I am paying attention to you guys, but okay. Here's my issue. Here's my issue. Okay, so do you think it's fair? Okay, usually about the final month of the season is when you really that's when you kind of see who teams really are.
Sure.
How fair is it that the Giants have to play on week 16 the Eagles and then play them on week 18?
Ooh. Wow, I didn't know that happens.
The final 3 weeks of the season, they got to play Philly twice.
That's crazy, and that's dumb. Why would they do that? I
It's
don't like that at all.
Game. It's an interdivision game, and you schedule it 2 weeks apart. That's kind of messed up, huh?
Yeah. Do you have the Giants' schedule there by any chance?
I pulled up Philly's schedule.
All right, Philly. Who does Philly play week 17? Like, who's in the middle?
Shit. Sorry.
I'm curious. Just out of curiosity, I'm wondering who's in the middle of that.
Yeah.
Because you want to talk about a huge possible.
Yeah, that's trying to. That's a win the division possibly.
And they could overlook week 17 very easily. Somebody.
So week 17 is. Oh, dude, they could rest all their starters. It's the Cardinals.
Oh, good for them. For the Eagles, right?
Philadelphia, yeah. That is like a red carpet into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up. I don't like that. Why would you? I don't understand it. They know what they're. I don't get it. Here you go.
You just never played back-to-back interdivision games against the same team.
No, it's not.
This way you don't vape, folks. It happened to Buffalo a couple years ago, I believe. I think it might have been against Miami. I don't remember who it was, but I remember it happening a few years ago.
I know.
I was like, that's stupid.
Bears-Packers had that a couple times. I think your Bills play on a Saturday they go out to the Chargers, so that'll be interesting on week 16, I think. They head out there on a Saturday. And, of course, a lot of these games can be flexed, right? They're doing all that stuff. You can flex games in and out and all that. So
make sure you better make sure you got the channels so you have access to watch some of these games.
Right. Yeah, they're
true. All over the place, man.
They really are. Hey, by the way, the Jets, they play that game against the Bills on week 1. They play again week 11 in Buffalo. So that rematch week 11. Buffalo, Miami, I don't have written down here at all. I don't know why. How did I miss that?
There's a good thing about the Buffalo Miami matchups.
I missed it.
It works out so that Miami's not here when it's cold.
Oh, and the other okay.
When it's hot. So it kind of works out for both of them. I think that.
Now, if they could figure that out in a good way, why would you do that to the Giants and you know what I mean? Giants and Eagles.
Well, because somebody's got to get it in the ass every season, right? It might as well be the Giants, I guess, this year.
That's true. How about the Lions? I mean, the Lions, I got to agree. They're just this is unbelievable how much primetime games they're getting.
Yeah.
With Jared Goff. I just don't know, man. I'm not understanding why they are such the darlings right now.
Is it just because they made it into the first round? They made it into the playoffs last year, right? Didn't they get the first round?
Yeah.
So they made it in the first round. Usually you get like a couple when you break into the playoffs and you haven't been there for a long time.
Yeah.
I know this because the Bills
never
got primetime games for the longest time. Usually it's like a couple. You don't usually get the fucking season opener the next year, you know what I mean, against the Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, I don't know why you would put
that. I can't believe that's the matchup that they picked.
I'm stunned they didn't do because they want that Aaron Rodgers Josh Allen matchup was too. Like, I was shocked it wasn't Buffalo Kansas. They could have played. Why didn't they play the rematch of the Super Bowl? That would have been fine.
Why didn't they do the NFC Championship or the AFC Championship? Right. Or, you know what I mean? That's what they do. That's why I was kind of surprised at who they picked.
Strange on the Lions. And then of course Thanksgiving don't bother me because Thanksgiving to me has always been the Lions, always been the Cowboys. It's fine. I just hate when the Bears play. I don't know how you felt about the Bills playing on Thanksgiving.
Loved it.
Did you like it?
I loved it. Because then I had the rest of the week. I could watch whatever games I wanted to.
That is true.
I got 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I'm not locked into anything because I already got it out of the way.
It just drives me nuts. But you know what? It's better now because now that the kids are all
wanting them to play on Thanksgiving again this year. I was kind of hoping it was going to. I didn't think it would happen. I was hoping it would, but it is what it is.
I think the next time the Bears play on Thanksgiving, Robin, we're going to go in Detroit.
Okay.
I'd really like to go there because it's an indoor game. It's I've been to up there. There's something about a dome game that is a different story than an outdoor game.
If you go, I'll go with you guys.
Okay, cool. That'd be great. Next time they play.
I've been there before. I don't think it's the same place.
Ford Field.
Yeah, I've been there before. It's real. I remember, most stadiums are like this.
Mm-hmm.
Lion Stadium's more like this.
Yeah, that's the way the Silverdome. Because I went to the Silverdome a lot to see the Bears, and it was the most. And it was Barry Sanders years, and it was all that, and it was good stuff. I mean, but it's just a different atmosphere to me. Indoors, a different atmosphere. There's just
totally.
It's almost like a theater,
man. I mean, it even, I don't know. Yeah, the whole vibe of it being indoors, it's totally different.
It gives you a feeling of a not a hockey game because those can get pretty riled up. It just has a feeling.
Like a monster truck show or something like that. That's what it reminds me of whenever I'm.
It's generally calm, and that's what I'm looking for at this point in my life.
It's calm and quiet.
Yeah.
It's calm, it's quiet. It's nothing like going to a Bills game. Like, I've been at Detroit Stadium before, so I think I said this before. We went to watch Detroit play Minnesota. We drove there, watched Detroit play Minnesota at 1 o'clock, watched Indy play Pittsburgh at 8 o'clock in Indianapolis, and then watched Kansas City play the Bills. Kansas City game was the best.
Right.
Because even back then, the crowd was ballistic.
Yeah.
Completely ballistic, man. The Detroit fans were very low-key.
It's funny. It was back in the 80s when I did this, late 80s, early 90s. So I used to go to the Browns games a lot because my brothers liked the Browns. And back then, they were good. That was the years of the fumble and the drive, and they had Kozar. They was a good team.
Sure, he was fun to watch.
I went and watched the Browns play the Bills game. It was one of the best games I've ever seen with Kelly and Kozar. It was the one that BB falls on his head. That whole deal. Ronnie Harmon drops all that shit.
Oh, the Ronnie Harmon. Don't even.
It was one of the best games I ever seen live, right? So then I'll go see the Bears play. Now, this is a Bears team of 1988. I mean, this was still a really good, maybe Walter Payton had just retired, so it was Neil Anderson, but you had, I believe Barry Sanders was still there. And it was it was insane in Cleveland. That place was just like Buffalo. Just insane.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God. Municipal Stadium, I've never seen anything. The things I saw there just continual crime. And it was just, it was nuts. And it was just like, where the Bills play. And I guess the Jets have a crazy, whatever goes on there. I know there's a section that you don't want to go to if you're a female because basically you're going to get assaulted. Remember
that's good to know. That's a sexual assault area right there, section 201.
Seriously, if you if you ever wanted to see it on YouTube, because we watched it, it was on like Dateline or whatever the hell it was. It was like this section. If you
you couldn't even go in a certain gate.
Don't go because they're going to. You may get assaulted. You may get sexually assaulted. Something's going to happen over there.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I know.
Welcome to New Jersey, people. Welcome to New Jersey.
Yeah, right. Right, the Meadowland. This guy here, Mike, is a Denver fan. Let's talk about Denver for a minute before. Let's talk about them, right? Denver, Russell Wilson, right? Am I wrong? He's still rolling around there. Yep. Oh God, the dog bone. So you got Russell Wilson. What am I forgetting? They got Peyton as their coach now.
Right.
I'm bringing up the roster right now.
They didn't get rid of Jerry Jeudy. They left him, which is good.
Right.
I knew he was never going to go. Those rumors wouldn't stop. Why would they trade a guy like him? And let's think. All right, he's bringing up the roster because I'm starting to lose my.
Think about different way, just because.
Who's there? Maybe Mike will tell us. Who's the running back over there?
That's what
I'm trying to think. Who's the running back in Denver? I mean, we know Russell Wilson needs to play better, obviously.
Right.
Javonte Williams, is that who the running back is?
Could be.
Yeah.
Maybe he's new this year to them.
They got a bunch of role players, but I think it's Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
Wide receiver wise, who am I forgetting? Jeudy?
Wide receiver. They got a whole shit ton of wide receivers right now. So they got Cortland Sutton still, who's a dog. I love that guy. He's great.
Right.
Jeudy. Lil Jordan Humphrey.
So
they got it. There's nobody else that stands out that I know right off the bat that I recognize. Tight end wise. I don't know who their starter is because I don't pay attention to the Broncos, so I don't know how good their tight end is. But
I mean, it's all on Russell Wilson, I guess.
Russell Wilson and what? The Broncos is it more on the Broncos defense?
Them too. Yeah, let's add that into the mix, right? And that division was so disappointing last year.
Yeah.
So who
started? Don't even get me started. I think we had a whole hour on that fucking division.
Yeah, because it looked right now. It could be the AFC East minus the Patriots, and the Patriots are probably going to be fine.
You couldn't ask for better setup for the season last year. That division.
Yeah.
Rock stars all the way through. All the way through. It was all great quarterbacks. Well, it started out. Denver just fell flat. I mean.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
If it was on purpose.
I think the Raiders are going to be. I do not like Jimmy Garoppolo. I do not like any of that.
He wins. Johnny wins.
He might, but I don't know if he will there. I don't know. I'm
going to put a bet in that they're over 500. I guarantee you that.
I don't know. I'd like to see if he won't finish the season. I just don't know when it's not if, it's when. Like, that's the point. Like, it's going to happen week 5.
Past injury, what was it? Ankle? Foot?
I don't even remember. Probably. Yeah, it's been everything, though, this guy.
I'm trying to remember all his injuries. He's had quite a few.
I just don't think I don't know. I'm not. But, and then, the Chargers might be the team that finally wakes up from that division, you know? I mean, Khalil Mack's old, though, so we said that when he went there.
If they don't have Austin Eckler,
yeah,
okay, that's going to be a big deal for them. If he leaves that team, I don't know, dude. I don't think they got a chance to win the division because he was their dude. He's a touchdown machine. How do you not re-sign him?
He's got to stay.
How do you argue? I get you don't give him the moon, but still. Have a talk with that guy. Sit down and make sure you re-sign that guy because, dude, he's a touchdown machine.
19 touchdowns, I think.
It's unreal. You could put him in a parlay every week. Every week you could have had him in your parlay. He was money every single week. Probably like minus 120 or something. Fuck the Chargers.
Yeah.
I worry about the Chargers. I'm worried about making money off Austin Eckler scoring fuck tons of touchdowns, my friend.
Yeah. What? Speaking of that, making money. Do we have anything for tonight? Do you guys have anything?
I do not.
I don't yet.
I do. Hold on.
I can tell you. I tell you what. Go with it because I'll just tell you who I like anyway. I'll bring up my FanDuel.
All right, we're back. Let's get this going here. A little bit of money for everyone before we sign off. For me, I love Draisaitl to score. I don't know. Decide what you want. 1, 2, 3, whatever. He's scoring.
I'm going to bet him at least one anytime goal scorer. I'll probably bet him anytime goal scorer. I'll add him into a parlay with 1+ goal scorer, and then I'll just do a single bet with a 2+ because he surprises like that all the time. This is a big game for them.
Not certain. If I was going to do anything, I might even go with Edmonton -1.5 type thing. They score in an empty net, win the game by 2. I think they're going to win tonight. Robin, give me an idea. Do you think Edmonton wins this game tonight after the Alex Pietrangelo, the whole deal?
Absolutely.
Getting him out of the lineup is a big deal.
Yes.
Having him out is going to hurt Las Vegas a lot.
It will.
And they're kind of in a weird spot goaltending. Do they go to Jonathan Quick? He's sitting there as the backup, because the other guy got hurt, Brissett or whatever the hell his name was. So you got Quick. I think their goalie right now is Aiden Hill. He's huge. He's like about 6'9", that guy. But, I mean, I have a feeling Quick maybe, I don't know. And tonight's Leafs-Florida game, I would go with the over in this. Somewhere goals are going to be scored. I just cannot believe that Austin Matthews has not scored yet in this series. He's got.
God, I know. He's been the guy, right? The whole season.
Him and Nylander, this whole thing has been insane how they went from playing so well against Tampa, scoring goals, to just drying up to the point where
shots, or is he just not hitting?
Tons of shots, tons of hitting the goalpost, hitting crossbars.
Oh, really?
Goaltender's been good, Bobrovsky. And then Nylander finally scored last game. Marner finally scored, so that's a good sign. But I think over maybe in the Leafs Florida game. What else you got, Scott? Anything?
All right, I'm going to give you my parlay, and you can opt in on this parlay, and it's a no sweat. So whatever you bet, you get back up to max refunds $10. I'm going to give you 3 that'll probably hit, and then I would suggest going in. You're going to double your money with this, so a little more than double your money. I like Jimmy Butler to score 25+ points.
All right.
And then we're going to double up on something that I believe is going to hit as well, just because of how Jimmy Butler plays. You also want to bet him to record 6+ assists.
Okay.
And then in the over-under, where it's the set category for an over-under number, because that's 6+ obviously for people that don't know, it's down below all that. Then also click on and bet Jimmy Butler over 6.5 assists.
Okay.
He usually has like 8. They spread the ball. They're very so not selfish. They spread the ball around a ton there. He does. I see him do it all the time.
Yeah.
And then if you want to sprinkle something else in, it doesn't win a lot, but you'll double your money. It's plus 140. So
Nice. All right. And
I like Miami Heat to win money line. So
the Heat to win on the money line. Okay. And we like Draisaitl to score 2.
Yeah. I'm probably going to pick Draisaitl and put him in. I'll probably take like $5 and drop him in to score 2+ on one of these. So if it hits, it hits. I get lucky. If not, no big deal.
All right. Well, the Leafs puck drop here in about 10 minutes. And I got to tell you, I think in the last 100 years, only 4 teams have done it, have come back down 3-0. It's like 197 times there's been an opportunity, only 4 times. So I would say if you're out there and if history repeats, it tells me the Leafs will probably lose tonight. If history tells me what I'm used to seeing would be Florida wins the game tonight. Because they'll come out and I don't know what'll happen. I don't know if the scoreboard falls from the sky.
Vegas knows everything, so let me see what it says as far as what the bet looks like.
But I mean, could they win this game?
Money line?
They got to be favored, the Leafs.
I got to see what they are on the money line, and that'll tell me a little bit.
All right.
They're only minus 184 on the money line, dude. They're expecting them to win.
Oh, they are. No, they are.
They got them winning.
They even have them in the series. It should be worse. They're only like it's like plus 450. I don't even know. As soon as the Leafs won one game, everything just blew right up. So,
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. And you know what it is? FanDuel and DraftKings, they love taking Maple Leaf money. I truly believe that. They're unbelievable. They
target the fans of the Maple Leafs?
I think they do. Yeah, because they're morons. And then they just start betting. Mike says Leafs lose tonight.
I'm more shocked that every NHL game is always minus 1.5. Like the spread's always the same. I've never.
Yeah.
It's really shocking to me.
I know. I remember in the past there would be 2.5s, but you don't see them no more. And our friend Mike saying the Leafs will lose tonight. Mike,
I like you.
Yeah. I don't. We'll see. You'll talk to me next week.
I don't know if I hope that they lose tonight so you end your suffering early, or if you make it drag out the full length of the series.
Drag out the suffering.
If they win tonight, there's no doubt the pressure switches to Florida because you got to go to Game 6 in Florida, and they're going to want to close it out there, right? So, look everything's on the line for the Leafs. The funny thing is this: all the goodwill they got for finally getting out of the first round, beating Tampa, in 8 days got erased as soon as they went down 3-0 to Florida. I mean, it went from we're trading Austin Matthews, we're going to trade everybody, everyone's gone, we're rebuilding, we're redoing everything. So, I've never seen it. Everything is on the line, including general manager who doesn't have a contract, coach, everybody. So
I've heard numerous people in sports media say the same thing. So you started saying it a long time ago. You even said it last year.
Yeah.
That you thought it might take place. And now you said for sure this year. Dude, it is almost 7:00.
I got to go.
Go enjoy yourself. Go calm down before you have a heart
attack. We'll be back next week.
Robin, I'll see you, pal.
All right. Bye, Scott. Bye, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.